time deserves that we start on time.
December is not easy. I think we can request God to give us more 2 hours per day to attend all of the events and all of the feasts and fests, but it's nice. Dear writers, dear friends, welcome to Fundação Oriente. Hello. This is our penultimate activity of the year, and what a great way to end a beautiful and fulfilling year with a celebration of Goan literary creativity. Today, we gather again to release the results of this joint venture between the authors, all of you, translators, editor, publisher, and Fundação Oriente. Cashew Kernels. The name we have decided to call this anthology due to Alexandre Luís Barbosa. The idea came from him. You know, all of us have that day said we have no creativity, and in one of these days I talked about many names, so I didn't like all of that names that I had in mind. I grabbed the phone and I called to Alexandre, you have 5 minutes to come to me? Yes, he said. So I'm thinking about the names, but I have no good ideas. Do you have any idea in mind? Yes. And his name Cashew Kernels. That means in Portuguese, flocos de caju. In Konkani means, how we can say?
Kazubi.
What?
Kazubi. Kazubi.
In Marathi? Okay, beautiful. And is it the results of this labor of love? Love in its various forms. First of all, respect for linguistic diversity, admiration for creative writing, and most of all, consideration for what we have to say to each other. I would like to thank all the translators who helped with the translation of the stories into Portuguese, Konkani, and Marathi to English, to Anjali Segupta, a note of gratitude for her help editing the stories to make sure that we ended up with a standardized collection of words. Thank you to Frederick Noronha. I don't know if Frederick is here or not. Not yet. Our publisher. And last but not the least, a big thank you to Vince Costa, because that image, the cover, was conceived by Vince Costa, and I think it's very beautiful. Very colorful and very beautiful. The name and the image are beautiful, so a big thank you to Vince Costa too. Thank you so much. Now, please, Abigail, you can hand over the function. Thank you.
Author of 2 orphans, 1 of the 20 stories published in Cashew Kernels, to share with us his experience and creative process.
Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to be here to share my experience. But at the onset, let me confess. I've heard many people say that you are a writer, you can speak from your heart. But a writer's heart and mind is always in his universe, his story universe. So I'm a bad speaker, but I will read my experience to you, so bear with me. My experience, I must say, was an incredible journey. It has helped me find my voice. It has allowed me to explore my creativity, and has helped me to become a disciplined thinker, writer, because I'm constantly in my stories universe, thinking about my characters, their actions and their deeds. When I heard when I first learned about the competition 4 years ago, I was both excited and nervous. Excited because I like competitions. Competitions for me are a goal. A goal in my mundane life, and nervous because I had never written a literary fiction ever before. So participating in a story writing competition was a novel thing. I applied and participated in the story writing workshop, which helped me understand the finer nuances of story writing, and this has helped me in my craft. Also, the theme of the competition has made me dwell into the richness of the culture, heritage, and the power of human connection. The competition for me was not about winning, but about participating and exploring my creativity. As I submitted my story, I felt proud of the work I had done, not for the result, but for how I have grown as a writer. I would like to thank Vanessa Orion for organizing such a meaningful event and for giving me the chance to participate in it. This experience has truly been invaluable, and I look forward to continuing my writing journey inspired by this wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
Alexander Moniz Barbosa to do his address.
Hello, my friend. Paul, also another friend. Fellow writers, ladies and gentlemen. I stand at a distinct disadvantage over here today because whatever I had to say, I said last year when the prizes were announced. And what I didn't have to say, I have written as a preface for the book. So it would be nice if you all could read that. But can I have a copy of the book? It's interesting that we had about a very less number of entries this year compared to other years. The stories in Konkani and Marathi were very few. Portuguese was even fewer. The bulk was made up by the English. I really do hope that it doesn't happen next year the same. Yeah, we'll have it next year, I guess, now the next edition. And that there are much more. Because when you have fewer stories, then your choice also is limited. It's a choice for the prize winning the prize, it's a choice even for anthology. But if you look at the stories, you get a diverse idea of Goa. The writers are of different age groups. In fact, as a jury, and we had no idea of the identity of the writers. We had no idea who was writing. And there was this one particular story that I thought was probably written by a very senior person. And when last year we announced the names and the person stood up, it was a big surprise to see that it was a very young girl who had written that particular story. So it's we have this idea that this writer, when we read something that's probably written by somebody who is a young person or somebody who is a mature person, but it can be something totally different. But what I'm trying to say is that in this book, people get these stories, and you will, when you read them, of course, you will see the name of the writer, but you will not know who is the person. And that is what makes it interesting. Because there are no photographs here, there are no. I would suggest one thing to everybody here today. I know these are December and busy times. If you're taking the book home today, start reading today. Don't say, I'll read it in January after the New Year because I'm busy now. Because that January will become February, March, and probably we'll have another competition, and this book will remain in your shelves gathering dust. But there are some beautiful stories, and I would just like to read a little bit from the first prize winning story, if you'll allow me. I'll just read the opening paragraph so that you'll get a kind of an idea of what the whole story is about. The first prize winning was threshold by Gauravi Kini Kamte. Memories are like fish bones, aren't they? Some are easily done away with, chewed bit by bit, gobbled up and swallowed almost as if they never existed. Some are meant to be picked and placed aside carefully even before you relish a bite. And then there are those that we all dread. The ones that artfully cheat their way into your mouth and lodge themselves there stubbornly in the deepest recesses beyond the reach of your inquisitive tongue, living a dull lake at the back of your mind. She had eyes like that, deep, dark, sad, saddest of them all. Eyes that had my mind, body, and soul throbbing with what? Guilt, anger, shame. All these years, and I wasn't able to put a finger on it yet. Mori. That's what she was called. Did she have a last name? Who knows? I don't think it even mattered. Mori visited us once a year, every year during Zawat. She would drag her bony little feet up to our apartment in the worn-out Paragon chappals that were about 2 sizes bigger than her feet could handle. Her skin was well toasted in the sun. Her knees peeked beneath the hem of her deadly sari. Heavy, thick soda glasses that had yellowed over the years rested on her nose, and she kept squinting time and again to keep them in place. Mori would walk up to the threshold of my uncle's apartment and stop right there. There was an unsaid, unbuilt, unmentioned boundary there that she never dared to cross. She had picked a corner for herself on the stairs at the threshold of the apartment. She would place herself with some trouble, no one on one of the stairs, and wait patiently for that one full, decadent plate of food. If you are a Goan, then there are some images here that only a Goan could understand. And even a younger Goan may also not understand some of the imagery over here. But this is what I mean by saying that this is a very, very Goan kind of a story. And all these stories come from that kind of different areas, different stories, different themes. But all of them have Goa in them. So I'd like to congratulate all the writers for their stories, for having entered this competition, for writing. It was tough judging, of course, so let's not get into that. But that first prize winning story was something that all the judges were almost unanimous. And there were discussions about the others, of course. That has to happen. Without that, then there cannot be a competition. But I have a suggestion to Fundasa More, and I don't know if this is possible in this year or in the coming years. But I think this will be the 6th or 7th of the edition of the book. So it would be nice if the first 3 prize-winning stories of each year are put together as another anthology. It will not be done now, only maybe we can wait for the 10th edition and you'll have something like 30, 35 stories or whatever. And it would be something nice so that we also get an understanding of all these stories over the years, how it has changed, how has our writing changed. And since Paul mentioned about the title, I'd like to explain why. Is that the previous titles have all had this 2-word kind of thing on everything. Shell windows, coconut fronds, mango leaf something, and still waters and things. So it was always something related to Goa. And there was also Balkaun tales. So everything about Goa. So, and I was thinking about it. It's only thought, why not keep to the same theme and look at something Goan and the 2-word kind of thing, and that's how the word Cashew Kernels came. So thank you and congratulations to all the winners. Thank you, congratulations to all those who have been included in this, and I hope you'll keep writing and writing some more. Thank you.
I would like to invite our chief guest, Mr. Raju Naik, who is a writer and journalist who writes in Konkani, Marathi and English. He is the editorial director of the Sakal Group, which publishes the newspaper Gomantak Times and the television channel Gomantak TV.
We'll do the and then.
My friend Alexander Barbaros, Rico. Good evening, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's a privilege join you for the release of the Cashew Kernels, an anthology of short stories from Goa that beautifully showcases the creativity and unique voices of our storytellers. This collection is not only a literary achievement, but also a bridge that connects Goa narratives with an international audience, celebrating the vibrant heritage and artistic spirit of our land. I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the authors, contributors, and Fundasa Orient Goa, whose steadfast commitment to cultural preservation and exchange has made this possible. At a time when cultural conservation often faces numerous challenges and politicization, Fundasa Orient has consistently championed the safeguarding of Indo-Portuguese linguistic and cultural heritage, which remains an integral part of Goa's identity. आणि अशें वेळार घडटा जेन्ना आमच्या गोंयांत आमी गोंयकार उणे उणे जायत चल्ले आमी ताका म्हणटात आमी सामके मायनॉरिटी जाय करप आनी अशे वेळार हांव आमचे जे जे कोंकणी आनी मराठी लेखक आसात तांकां हांव सदांच सांगता की अरे तुमी बरयल्लें बरें आसा पूण गोंयांत भितर आमी इतले उणे जाल्ले की फुडल्या 10 वर्सां कांय जाण म्हणटात 10 ते 15 वर्सां आमी गोंयांत गोंयकार उरचे ना आणि गोंयांत इतले गोंयकार उरचे नात की आमचे कोण मराठी आनी कोंकणी आतां झगडटात पूण मराठी उरचे ना कोंकणी उरचे ना सो आमचे जे रायटर्स आसात ताणें आतां एकठांय येवन मातशें एक फायट सगळे लँग्वेजीस मराठी उलोवपी कोंकणी उलोवपी आनी एकठांय जावन आपले भितरले कन्फ्युजन्स आनी आपले भितरले कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन्स जे आहा ती पेऱ्यांत दवरून एक फायट गोंय वाचोवपा खातीर करपाची गरज आसा अशें म्हाका दिसता आनी हांवें म्हणलें तशें की गोंयचें पॉप्युलेशन आज जालां 17 lakhs तातूंत भितर ट्रू गोवन आसत फक्त 7 लाख आनी ह्या 7 लाखांतले गोंयकार भायर वचतात आनी आमकां दिसता फक्त कॅथलीक वतात अशें ना हिंदूज आर मोर देन कॅथलिक्स फॉर एन ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी दे आर गोईंग मायग्रेटिंग outside Goa, outside India also. So this is going to be a big threat. आनी अशे वेळार म्हाका दिसता की गोंयचें कल्चर म्हणजे आमी व्हडल्या अभिमान सांगतात गोंयचें कल्चर गोंयचो अभिमान आमी गोंयकार आनी 10 वर्सांनी 15 वर्सांनी एक कल्चर उरचें ना कारण गोंयकारूच उरचें ना कल्चर फुडें कोण व्हरता मनीस व्हरता गोंयची लोकसंख्या व्हरता आज सुद्दां आमकां बरें दिसता गांवांनी आज हांव आतां येतालो ह्या सबंद फंतिनेश भागांत लोक ट्युरिस्ट फोटो काडटाले आनी 20 वर्सांनी ती फक्त घरां उरतलीं भितर कोण आसचें ना This is going to be a big tragedy for Goans. आमी 1961 वर्सा गोंय मुक्त केलें. Within 7 years, आमी opinion poll जिंकले की गोंय आमचें वेगळें जाय म्हणून आज after 60 years after this opinion poll, आमी वेगळे कशें उरले म्हणून आमकां कळना कारण आमचे कडेन कांयच ना. आमी गोंयांत म्हणटा एक आमी सदांच म्हणटात एक कल्चरल पॉलिटिकल लढो तो सगळ्यांक एकठांय दवरून करचो पडटलो गोंयांत ना जाल्यार गोंय उरचें ना. हो लढो आमकां पॉलिटिकल इतल्या खातीर जाय कारण तातूंतल्यान कितें तरी आमकां एचीव करपाक शक्य जाता. The vibrant cultural activities that you have supported, including festivals, concerts, and exhibitions. Mr. Paulo, this is for you. Fundasa Orient and you for last 2 years did a lot of work in Goa. Thank you very much. Vibrant cultural activities that you have supported, including festivals, concerts, exhibitions, have created platforms for Indian and Portuguese artists to connect and share their creativity with the world. Your specific focus on music, theatre, dance, and publishing has not only enriched Goa's cultural fabric, but has also encouraged a deeper appreciation of artistic excellence. Though initiatives like this anthology will contribute to amplify Goan voices and ensure our stories are heard far beyond our borders, Cashew Kernels stands as a testament to your dedication and a symbol of Goa's enduring cultural legacy. May this remarkable book inspire and connect readers worldwide, opening new doors for Goan literature to flourish on the global stage. हांवें तुमकां म्हणलें तशें म्हाका हांव अलेक्झांडर उलयतालो Fundasa Orient every after 2 years they organize a competition, they have a workshop, इतलेशे रायटर्स येतात कोंकणी बरोवपी मराठी बरोवपी आनी इंग्लीश बरोवपी इन्क्लुडींग पोर्तुगीज आनी ते एकठांय हाडून जेन्ना अशे तरेचे एक वर्कशॉप जाता तातूंतल्यान अशे तरेच्यो स्टोरीज येतात ताजे एक बूक फॉर्मान ते येतात दिस रियली एक बीग एचिवमेंट आनी हांव तर तुवें म्हणलां फाटले कितलेशे वर्साचे पयले 3 कथा घेवच्यो हांव सजेस्ट केलें वाय नॉट बऱ्यो कथा सिलेक्ट करून फाटले 10 वर्सांच्यो किंवा जर पोर्तुगीजीन जर ट्रान्सलेट जावन जर वर्ल्ड वायड गेलो जाल्यार ते व्हडलो अचिवमेंट आसलो. आनी हांव तर अशें म्हणन की यू ऑल नो Portuguese is the only language which has no translation of most of the progressive languages in the world. पोर्तुगाल हे असे देश असे ताचे स्वताची क्रिएटिव्हिटी आसा पण तांणी स्वताचे साहित्य इतले डेव्हलप केले ते केले ताची सुरवात जाली ट्रान्सलेशनांतल्यान आनी पोर्तुगीजीन भितर आज जगातले सगळे अभिजात साहित्य आज पोर्तुगीज भाशेन आसा. जर गोंयचेंय साहित्य जर पावलें जाल्यार म्हाका दिसता खूब बरें जातलें. गोंयकाराक एक व्हडलो प्लॅटफॉर्म मेळटलो. आनी हांव हांगा जवळ 5 वर्सांनी आय बीन विजिटींग दीस बिल्डींग आनी तुमचें कलेक्शन विशिश्ट तरेनीदार अशें आर्ट वर्क्स एंड ऑल रियली फॅसिनेटींग. आनी तुमी इतले बरें हांगा काम करतात. तुमी तुमची तोखणाय करपाक जाय आनीक तुमी अशेंच काम व्हरचें. आनी म्हाका पावलो बाबा आय वॉन्ट टू इंटरव्यू यू फॉर माय टेलिविजन and we will discuss nice things. It's going to be. I am mostly doing political interviews, but yours will be cultural. Ties between Goa and Portugal. So thank you for inviting me. And अशे तरेचे प्रोग्राम तुम्ही जाता तुम्ही मोठे संख्येन हांगा येतात. ताजेय म्हाका बरें दिसता. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, and dignitaries of the days, this initiative is a very good one. There is no doubt about it. Every couple of years there is a incentive for people to write short stories, but it's not enough. I would argue, and I say the same, more or less the same thing every 2 years when I come here, that the English short story is virtually dead in Goa because there is no demand for it, and if there's no demand, there's not going to be a supply. Once you write a short story, where do you place it? Goa Today was the last magazine that regularly carried it, but now it's not there. In the past, Portuguese stories would be carried in the local papers, but not anymore. I mean, papers are not there. So, we need to create a demand for it. I don't know what is the solution and how. At least Marathi and Konkani have your unks and, I think in the Sunday newspapers, not so much, but at least your Diwali unks and your festival volumes that come out have space for short stories. But in English, it's there. So we need to set this agenda of building it. Of course, I am appreciating the work they do because there is a huge demand and over the years a lot has been done. But please, if you could convince the newspapers to create space for this, I don't know why it's not there. Thank you.
Just a few words to say. Today, you don't need to buy the book. We will offer, I don't know if which one of you. The writers, of course, the bag with books, but to all of you, please get your copy and follow Alexander's advice and start to read today. I have to say, I have books here. Sometimes we do some editions. And regarding the last edition, Still Waters, it's completely sold out because fortunately I have received a lot of visitings here from schools or other states, from foreign people. And this is the book that everybody wants to buy. So I already ordered more 400 copies to Freddie. I will receive it. And I hope that it can happen with this edition. Because for you, I think all of you are going, probably it's not a new, probably we will read something that you already know. But for those who are not from Goa, this anthology, it's a very, very good way to know much more about Goa, about places, about people, about habits, about traditions. And we have no complaints in terms of, we have complaints because we already ordered 1,000 copies at the beginning, and then we don't have more, and I hope that can happen with this edition. While you were talking, Alexandre did the translations to me in Portuguese, not English, in Portuguese. And I did to translate into Portuguese. I don't know, I have to think about it, but I don't like to focus only in my language or in one language. I think the richest part of this anthology is this mix of languages. But we sent, always we have our headquarters, a big museum in Lisbon, and of course we sent a lot of copies of this anthology to Lisbon, and it happened the same after. Of course, the movement in Lisbon, it's different than Goa. And the quantity of people that visit our museum in Lisbon, we cannot compare. But it's the same, sold out. We are waiting for copies of the previous edition to send again, because when people go there, it's not only about India, it's about Japan, it's about China, Museum of Orienting in Lisbon, it's about Asia, all Asia. So, but India is there, not only with the books, but with a lot of pieces of art and things. But this book is sold out, and we will send again most 500 copies. We remain 500 here, and we will sold out. So I think correct me if I'm wrong, the person who started or got this idea was Eduardo Carvalho. No? Thank you very much. Now, again, I'm so sorry, but now it's time to go out to do some refreshments. Thank you very much once again.
Very much, all of you, for your time in this busy season. I hope to see you soon and wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Please join us for some refreshments.